Alright guys, so we are headed home to Utah. It's, I don't know, it's about 10:30 local time here in Vegas as we leave the city. And yes, we're both wearing black t-shirts. It was not coordinated. He definitely copied me.
Exactly.
So, anyways, so let's follow up from the show. So it was an awesome show. I had a great weekend. The shows are really just about hanging out and having a good time with your friends. If you score something, then that's the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, you'll be kind of bummed if you don't score anything, in terms of lottos. More than likely, you'll just impulse purchase a couple things at the tables. But we're gonna follow up essentially how the weekend went. So Thursday, we rolled in around 2:30.
Yeah, we got there way early.
We got there early. We checked in. Some friends came up to our room. We were hanging out, having a good time. We went down to the Cove, right? Thursday night.
Yes.
The Cove is where you go to hang out at the show.
We were there pretty late.
Yeah, we were there probably till 1 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed, crashed. We were up at maybe 8 the next morning. Something like that. Went and got breakfast, went and got in line. But anyway, so Thursday you get in, you just hang out, catch up with friends. Did we do dinner Thursday night?
P.F. Chang's.
Oh, we went to P.F. Chang's. We always go to P.F. Chang's at least once. So we had a good time at dinner Thursday night. Went to bed. So Friday we got up. The show started at 10. We were in line at probably 9:30, and it was a long freaking line.
Yeah, double the length it was last year.
Yeah, it was super long on Friday morning. I have no idea why. You always assume that Saturday is going to be busier.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, you always assume that Saturday is going to be busier because most people may not be able to take off Friday to come to these shows, or you may have people that roll in just for Saturday only, that sort of thing. But those are those road things on the side of the road. Nick had to pull his gun out of his pants, and that is not an innuendo. It's a real gun. So, anyway, so Friday the line was super long. Steel Flame came around through the line and gave people tickets, like 250 tickets, and if you wanted anything from Steel Flame, you had to have a ticket. So I rolled, I was like way back the line. Apparently 30 minutes was insufficient, and they were cleaned out. There was not a damn thing at the Steel Flame booth. I did want a new pocket clip for my flashlight, which thankfully a good buddy of mine who had a vendor pass was able to get on Friday, because the show, before it even started, there were like 50 people with vendor passes lined up at Steel Flame. So shout out to my buddy who picked this up for me. Really appreciate it. Is this necessary? Hell no. But the pocket clip that came on the flashlight barrel was kind of weak, and so I wanted a new pocket clip. And I mean, there's very few companies that make pocket clips for flashlights, so you might as well go for a fun one. So anyways, prices are not that you can even get Steel Flame stuff outside of shows, to be honest. So anyways, that's a whole different thing. I'm not like a Steel Flame aficionado. There are guys who have all sorts of Steel Flame goodies, and I'm not that guy. But this is cool. This is really cool. So anyways, looping back around to the original story. So we were in the line. We roll into this show. There were some people with first come first serve, but there weren't a lot. Most of the pieces were lottos, which is you put your name in a hat essentially, and if they draw your name out, then you have the opportunity to buy said knife, or if it's like Steel Flame said spinner, or whatever the hell it is. Most of the things at the show were knife, obviously. There were flashlights. What else? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, as far as Lottos.
Couple of Steel Flame knickknacks that I don't do. If you collect them, cool. Whatever floats your boat, man. Got to keep the economy going. So Thursday, I just wandered around, entered all the lottos I was interested in. course, Rexford. Monroe is always a personal favorite. Went and tried to go in for Nalu. What else did I go in for?
Birch and Shiro and
Oh, Shiro. I went in for Shiro for sure. Didn't score on the first day. Thankfully, did on the second. And those were honestly the only pieces that I wanted. Now, you know, the Birch and the Walter Randolphs and, you know, all of those, I went in on those for my friends because they very, very much like those pieces. You know, they're cool, but I have my particulars, and, you know, I don't know. In theory, right? So here's the thing. At shows, everyone's like, oh, enter everything because you never know what you might win in terms of a lotto. And then if you don't like it, you can always sell it. Well, I'm just not really that guy. I don't want to win stuff just to sell it. I only really went in on the things that I wanted for me. And then anything else I went in on was for my friends because they really wanted it. Oh, I did go in for Osier, partly for me, partly for my friend. So I went in on Jared Osier. He actually won Best New Maker and Best of Show, and he's kind of a new modern traditional maker out of Utah. He actually lives quite close to me. So maybe I'll have one of his pieces eventually. Nick has a very, very nice piece from him already. But that was really cool because Jared Osier is a super nice guy, and he deserves all the success and acclaim that he's having. So yeah, that was the first day. Wandered around, entered all the lottos. Some of the lottos you had to enter the next day too, because, you know, they brought out new pieces for the second day. That was like Shiro.
Johnston's.
Yeah, entered on Sam Johnston. He makes great knives. I already have one he made for me personally, so I'm like set. I have the exact one I wanted, but I went in on Johnston knives for my other friends who either have multiples of him already or needed their first one from him. I have a good group of friends. So anyways, so that was Thursday. Wandered around the show, had a good time, got to see some new stuff. You know, Riot Knives was there, Leon Ma was there, Todd Begg was there. Those are some of my staples in terms of high quality production knives. Shiro was there, and I went and followed all of those and the open bid pieces and stuff. They had some incredible pieces. Who else? Anyone else of any other? There weren't really. The USN show is not a production knife show. The USN show is a custom knife show. You do have some production knife companies. They're typically on the higher tier. So like the knives that Riot brought to the show, some of them were show exclusives where they only made like 4 of them. So pretty unique pieces. Microtech's always there. They bring their show special.
Spyderco and Boker.
Spyderco was there, I guess. They didn't have any of the prototypes that they bring to blade though, so it was just kind of standard fares on the table. But if you go to the show and you just want to leave with something, a Spyderco is a safe bet. I mean, that's a fantastic buy if you just want something fun. Prometheus Design Works was there. I had a chat with them, got to check out some of their knives. Pretty impressive. I'm not sure who makes them, but the build quality was good. Boker was there. You know, whatever. Going Gear was there. They had some cool flashlights and some of their exclusives. Marshall's a great guy. What other tables? I'm trying to think. I'm walking through the show in my head right now, thinking about what was there.
Chris Reeve's been there for the past 2 years.
Yeah, Chris Reeve was there. I mean, hey, that's if you leave the show with a Chris Reeve. I mean,
they almost always have a show exclusive.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they'll have like last year they had maybe 5 different G8 models that were all engraved and.
That if it said G8, honestly, that would be a tremendous souvenir. You know, if you could get one to every show you go to, and it'd be costly.
Yeah,
but that would
expensive.
Yeah, but that would be a phenomenal like souvenir, something practical, useful, something that we value. So it's really cool to see that. I always pick up a patch when I go to the USN show, so I got another patch this year. Inexpensive, $8, but it's something special, to kind of remember the show. So anyways, going back to, again, the initial kind of how the show went, So Thursday I struck out. I didn't hit any lottos. I was actually kind of bummed, you know, because when you're running I didn't bring a ton of money to the show. I went pretty crazy at Blade Show when I came home with like 12 knives or whatever. And so this show I haven't sold anything either. So this show I had to take it like way more reserved. And so I wasn't doing any open bids, you know. I was very selective on the lotteries I went in. I mean, if you won like multiple lotteries, which again wouldn't happen, but if you did, that'd be kind of a scary proposition of, okay, how am I going to pay for these? Especially if it's everything you want to keep, that'd be interesting. So I struck out Thursday. Was on my feet the whole day. I was pretty tired, but it was good. Although, again, if you are running around and you're bidding on things, you're running around and you're buying things, you kind of get this rush that makes the day feel like it's going by so much faster. If you're just kind of there to hang out, the day feels like it's a little bit slower. So I was a little bummed that I didn't take anything on Thursday. And the other thing, too, is you have to save your cash for the lottos that are going on Friday, because some of the big makers, the lottos open Thursday at the beginning of the show, but they don't close until Friday at like 3...
Friday and Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry. My head is somewhere else. We got in Thursday. So the lottos open Friday morning when the show opens, but they don't close till Saturday at 3, you know, anywhere from like 2 to 4:30. And so if you go and you just like blow all your cash like the first day, and then you get pulled on a lotto, that could be an awkward situation if you got pulled and you don't have adequate cash. No one takes PayPal at these shows, so you have to have the cash in hand to buy anything pretty much. Obviously, the dealers, GP Knives was there. I really like GP Knives, they're good people. But if it's not one of those dealers, then it has to be cash from any of the custom makers. So if you go and blow all your cash, you're screwed. You know, that would be an awkward situation if they called your number and you don't have cash for it. When I got called on, when I got pulled for a Shiro lottery, I didn't have adequate cash, so buddy had to spot me because I was like, oh, I'm going to take it easy, and awkward. Luckily, friends were there to help you out, so some of my friends brought quite a bit of cash. Anyways, that was Thursday. Wandered around, looked at everything, entered the lottos. I didn't take anything home. We went out to dinner at Delmonico's in the Venetian. Phenomenal steak. We had an amazing dinner, honestly. Thursday night we had a great time at dinner too. To be honest, like, the show's fun, but dinner with your friends was more like, I'm gonna remember dinner with my friends more so than I will remember the show itself. We had a great time. We have a really good group of friends, and we have fun hanging out, just kind of geeking out on knives. But we had an amazing dinner. The steak was phenomenal. We got more sides than we could possibly eat, and some of the people at the table got pretty tipsy on wine. We had some lightweights. So anyways, it was a lot of fun. Thursday was a blast. So I'm gonna end this one, and then, god damn, I keep saying Thursday. It was Friday. No, Thursday, and I think I've talked about Thursday and Friday. So Thursday was fun, just hanging out, going to dinner, PF Chang's. Friday, the show was kind of slow since we didn't take anything down, unless you got your...
I got my Pro line.
He got his Pro line on Thursday. He came to the show specifically for him, again, his Pro line, and he went straight there and picked one up. Really nice knives, very, very high quality pieces. So he did pick this one up on Thursday. It was one of his specific goals for the show. So that was easily accomplished because the Pro lines are readily available on their table. Not inexpensive, but readily available. So, very nice. This is my left hand, by the way. It's not my right hand. So, pretty nice action. Anyway, so that's Thursday and Friday. I will do... So Saturday is where kind of the action happens. So, I'm going to pause this. Well, my video can only do like 16 minutes before we start. So I'm going to pause it here, restart, and then we'll talk about Saturday. Yeah?
Sounds
Let's
good.
do that.